So it's a cold and dreary, non-productive day here in New Jersey. As you can see behind me, the ground is wet. It was raining all day. I'm gonna do something today though that I've been kind of holding off for a little while. I'm actually gonna take a trip over to the bike shop and I'm gonna get myself a new bike. Well, it's actually an old bike, but we're gonna be building this thing to my specifications because I had a little situation on my road bike. I got my first flat tire of the season, and what's pretty crazy is I actually did about 1,100 miles before I got a flat tire on some hand-me-down parts that Maddie put together, so that's pretty impressive. But I'm gonna load up this bike, I'm gonna bring it over to the bike shop because it is such a cold and rainy day. The bike shop is not busy, so I'm gonna talk Brooklyn and Maddie into hooking me up with a new road bike. I have one that's at the bike shop. It's my old carbon fiber that Maddie was using for his Ironman, but he ended up upgrading to a different bike, so I'm gonna see if I can put this thing together. They've been holding back on me. The guys were like, oh yeah, we're gonna build it for you, but it's been over a month now at least, and I haven't seen anything. So the pressure's on today. We're gonna make this happen. There's not many things I don't enjoy more than putting a bike in the back of the truck. It's such a hard time picking it up with my right arm to get it in there. It's pretty annoying. It doesn't seem to get much easier. So this was my original bike that I used to ride on the road. I ended up upgrading to the carbon fiber felt right here. And then years went by, I haven't ridden this thing. I put it in my basement, through my whole accident. And then Maddie started his whole Ironman thing and he took custody of the bike. Didn't even take the plastic dip that was on the frame off of it. Kept this thing looking rough. I'm gonna try to bring it back to life right now. I'm gonna show you a couple different things I need to change on this bike to make it work for me. The bike's in pretty good shape. I like the tires on it. I'm definitely gonna keep these even though they're not mine. It has a seat on it that is actually a pretty decent seat. I had the seat on my other bike, but I don't know, man. I really like this one. It's a lot more comfortable. This one is old school and I'm just so used to it. I think I'm gonna put this one on. So you can tell on my red bike, I have the stem riser on there and I also have the mountain bike handlebars. Now this is gonna be a little bit different. And Maddie actually has the stem upside down and he has all the spacers up there. So I'm going to try to lift this as high as I can to help with my back. Also, this has the regular pedals on it. I'll show you the difference on my bike. This one has my pedal extenders, so I have to get these taken off and put on the bike as well. Hopefully I can start doing this on my own. If not, we're gonna have to bring Matt in to help out here, but let's get things started. I decided to start with the handlebars. It's the most technical part of the build, using an Allen wrench on 7 bolts, and things were going great until this could be a long video. But lucky for you guys, Maddie's working today. Quick check-in, flipped over the stem. It's going to be a little bit steeper, a little bit higher up than when Maddie was running it upside down. We also took all the spacers and we put them underneath. So this thing's gonna be super high up compared to how Maddie was running it. So we just added another piece onto the bike. You can see I have my cell phone holder. I use that to calculate all my miles and be able to listen to my music or whatever I'm doing. So that's a must on my bike. So Matt, is there any techniques to, tightening this thing? Like, is it supposed to be a little bit less tight because they're carbon fiber things, or what?
I mean, you definitely do not want to go crazy on anything carbon fiber ever. You're supposed to torque it, which we're not going to do today, but we do have a torque wrench, so we actually can torque it, which I wish I would have known. But you just don't want to go crazy on carbon fiber. It kind of crushes very easily, and anything you clamp on a carbon fiber, you're supposed to use carbon prep, which we do not have on here today, but
and why are we not taking my safety into consideration today?
Just trying to get it done. I'm still on the clock, Scott. I got stuff to do. I got tune-ups to do. You'll be right.
Since I got the pedal extenders on here, I got to use a 19mm wrench. Hopefully I can get this off, because if BK put these on, he's literally like the Incredible Hulk, so this might not go over too well. If you were to take it on and off your pedals, the right side is regular, left is loose, right is tight. On the left side, it's opposite because the threads need to go the same direction as you're pedaling. So it's going to be left tight, right loose, but this side will be left. Since it's hard for me to bend over and use my hands, I used my foot to break loose the pedals until they were ready to spin off using my fingers. I had a harder time getting the pedals off the carbon fiber bike, and I even had to invent a new removal technique using both of my feet that could have easily ended with me on the ground. But thankfully, it worked out this time. I know this isn't a proper road bike looking seat, but this is way better for me. This is gonna do perfect, man. I got used to this thing big time, but the bike is pretty much complete on everything that I wanted to do to it, except for cleaning it. So I'm going to try to bring this thing back to life. It is disgusting. I'm embarrassed. We're gonna get to work. Well, it took a while. And to be honest with you, I really didn't have much to do with it. I was cleaning the rest of the stuff, but Matt, he helped out big time, and he got all of the plastic dip off of it, and this bike looks really good right now. I mean, it's crazy that this thing is pretty much like 12 years old, I think, at this point. It's gotta be pretty old. And it looks super clean, man. I am psyched on this bike. I'm excited to give it a try and see if I can actually ride it. Another really cool thing on this bike that shows just how old it is the SC Action Sports sticker that is on this thing. This is one of the first stickers that we had made. I was thinking about taking all the stickers off of it, but I'm gonna leave this thing on here because that's kind of cool. It has been raining every single day, all day this week in New Jersey, and all I want to do is test out my road bike, only if I had a place that was indoor with enough space that I could ride my bike. Yes, that's how desperate I am right now. I'm going to ride my bike inside the bike shop. Now, we've had this bike shop since 2007, but I've been coming here since, man, I was about 7 years old. And before me and my family owned the bike shop, when I was a little kid, my dad was the track director of the track that's in the back of the shop. And my dad would meet with the owner of the shop at nighttime, and they would talk about everything that they had planned for the track. I was sitting here bored as heck, and they would actually let me ride the bikes around at night. And I used to love doing that, so I'm gonna be doing it again. And the setup of the shop right now for the situation is kind of perfect. Our inventory is running low because of the pandemic with the rush and everybody riding bikes, so I actually have room to be able to ride tonight. I set up some cones around the shop, and I ended up measuring the whole entire track that I'll be riding. It came out to 188 feet, so my goal for right now is to do 2.5 miles indoor. So I'm gonna do 71 just to make sure, but this is gonna be pretty cool. The track is definitely a little narrow. My plan right now is to be able to test out my bike for the first time. I'm gonna put it in a really tall gear, so when I'm on the straightaways, I have to pedal kind of hard, and it's gonna make me work a little bit. Before I get started on the ride, I want to show you all something really cool that was sent into the shop last week. Now, a fan of the channel made this right here. It's a poster that has all my quotes from the 4-year video on there. So if any of you guys are stopping by the shop, make sure you come and check this out. It is so cool to see, and I really appreciate that you took the time to make this because this is so cool, and I am so grateful for it. All right, 71 laps right now, 2.5 miles. We're gonna get this going right now. So on the first lap, I realized very quickly that this was going to be a lot harder than I expected. The way that the bike was steering felt terrible, and it felt like I was not in control at all. The way that the grips are further forward than the front wheel made the steering really strange for me, and I haven't felt that in a very long time. But at the 7th lap, I had to stop because I realized that something was missing. So with a little over 60 laps to go, I slowly started to gain some confidence on the bike. The back corner is the hardest one for me. There's a lot of things in the way, and it's a lot tighter than the one where the camera is. And the return straightaway was a little sketchy where the front desk is because there's a glass countertop and the shelves come sticking out pretty far, and I really had to focus every time to make sure that my handlebars didn't hit. But somewhere around lap 55, I had a really close call with the glass countertop. Woo, that was close. So after the close call, I got back on and proceeded on to finish up the challenge. With about 14 laps to go, I realized I was going a lot faster than I did when I started out, and it was actually getting pretty fun. And for my last lap, I decided to see how fast I can push it. 70, it's gonna make it my fastest lap. There we go, 71. And I am done. I can't believe I just did that. It's ridiculous. Honestly, it is. Like, I know a lot of you are like, dude just rode 71 times around a bike shop. For what reason? Like, why would somebody do that? But the truth is, I'm doing it because I have to, because I've set goals and I need to get to those goals. And if it's gonna keep on raining and I can't ride my bike outside, like, I need to do something that's going to make me feel like I've used the day properly. Like, I'm sick of sitting around. I've sat around for way too long, and I need to get to work. I need to keep on going, and I need to take this momentum and see how far I can go with it. And I don't plan on letting things get my way. So that's why I did that. It was hard at first. I know you guys just saw me narrating my way through it. I'm finishing this telling you that I can't ride with these handlebars. Like, I was able to manage getting around on that, but that was just way too hard. My body being laid out, like reaching forward like that, that's not gonna work for me. I'm gonna have to get my little brother or Brooklyn to swap over the other handlebars onto this bike. I'm glad I was able to at least get some riding in, and I hope this motivates some of you guys to realize, you know, when things are hard, like, find a way to make it happen. I know not all of you guys have bike shops and you're able to do that, but think outside the box. Try to push yourself even though the world's telling you you can't. One quick thing I want to talk about, Can't Slow Down. The orders have been coming in still, and it's pretty amazing to see. I'm glad that all of you guys have like taken in Can't Slow Down. And after the first couple weeks of having the brand, like this is really cool to see. I am so excited about it. And I also want to thank all of you guys for getting the 4-year video to 1.5 million. That's insane. I am so grateful for that, and I'm so proud of that. You guys seeing my story, sharing my story. It's really amazing to see that people are like enjoying the video and getting something out of it. And if I can take anything from this accident after losing so much, I'm just glad that I actually have something left to give. I'm so grateful for that. So thank you guys so much. But guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, remember to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching. Peace.